This week on Buckeye News Now, USG is helping students save money.
And statistics on fraternity-related deaths are released as a new sorority forms on campus.
Plus, the OSU marching band makes national headlines again.
All that and more right now.
I'm Alexandria Chapin.
And I'm Alice Bacani. You're watching Buckeye News Now. In the first undergraduate student government meeting of the new year, USG President Taylor Stepp discussed his plan for the Affordability Initiative. The initiative aims to cut tuition costs for students by targeting different areas. One step would be to notify students of any raise in tuition cost early on so it doesn't come as a surprise. Other measures include getting rid of the credit limit cap, allowing students to count more credits from internships for their degrees, and cutting back on textbook prices. Stepp said they are working with university officials to make these policies a reality.
We want to focus on academic flexibility. We want to focus on financial literacy and wellness. We want to focus on this idea of cost planning, right? Allowing students to project costs out further ahead so they can budget for those cost increases. And ultimately, we're calling for a long-term university affordability plan. We have an enrollment plan at the university, but why not have an affordability plan paired with that enrollment plan that can ensure that we have a long, sustainable, affordable future that provides access to the citizens of the state of Ohio. And that's what this is all about. USG is really trying to start the conversation as far as affordability goes, and I think that we're going to do that.
Many Ohio State students are rushing Greek life this week. And for the girls that are pledging to a sorority, a new option has come to campus. Andrea Henderson tells us about the newest chapter to come to OSU.
Lauren Notley was a member of the Gamma Phi Beta sorority for the past 4 years. But after graduating from the University of South Carolina in May, she didn't want it to end there.
So this was one of their first pictures with the wooden letters. And then these are just some women from some of our other chapters. Hopefully we'll be able to feature the women from this chapter when we have our members.
She now works as a consultant for Gamma Phi Beta and is helping to bring it to Ohio State.
Everyone on campus has been very welcoming and very encouraging of this process for us, so it's just been really great to work with everyone so far.
The sorority was selected last spring to join OSU. This spring, they're holding their first official recruitment.
They had to use this fraternity house behind me for recruitment since they don't yet have a sorority house of their own. But they said it's not about the physical house that matters, it's about girls finding a sorority that makes them feel at home.
We really hope that our women build a really strong sisterhood foundation together so that a physical structure in this first year will not matter to the strength of the sisterhood of the colony, because that's something that's really important to us. The men of DTD were awesome and they were so much fun to work with and very helpful.
Adding a new sorority to our campus essentially gives all students more options for them to join and find their home on our campus.
Gamma Phi Beta will be starting their own recruitment process on February 4th.
We're just excited to get this process started soon.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Andrea Henderson.
There have been 60 fraternity-related deaths in the United States since 2005, according to Bloomberg. Of those 60 deaths, 24 of whom were freshmen. Most freshmen died from alcohol abuse or initiation rituals. The fraternity deemed the most deadly is Sigma Alpha Epsilon, which has had 9 students die in events related to the fraternity. We talked to USG President and fraternity member Taylor Stepp about the importance of student safety among the Greek community at Ohio State.
Yeah, at Ohio State, we put our student safety really first above anything, particularly in fraternity and sorority life. I'm a member of the Greek community, and I can tell you that nearly every precaution is taken on behalf of the university to make sure that students are safe, there is no hazing, and that they're really that student safety is at the forefront of everyone's mind, particularly with a fraternity and sorority life.
The Ohio State University Police arrested a 23-year-old Chinese exchange student at the 18th Avenue Library on December 15th for trespassing and resisting arrest. According to Fox 28 of Columbus, the student was nodding off in the library when he was asked to leave and return later. And when he did, he was confronted by police and pepper sprayed twice before being arrested. The student has posted bail and since returned to classes.
You've already seen them do the moonwalk, fly a broomstick, and bring a dinosaur to life. But there's one more place you need to watch: the OSU Marching Band.
Plus, the next time you go to a vending machine, your favorite junk food snack may be missing.
Don't go away.
Oh, it feels good. I like this. Welcome back. The Ohio State Marching Band reached stardom last semester after Buckeye TV's video from their Michael Jackson halftime performance went viral. Football season is over, but their fame hasn't faded. Alexandria Chapin has the latest on the best band in the land.
The Ohio State University Marching Band gained publicity when they used their iPads to make those famous formations. And now, instead of impressing fans during halftime shows, they've been featured in the new iPad Air commercial. I brought you a similar story last year when the band announced they'd be making the switch from paper to iPads. The Ohio State University Marching Band is known as the best band in the land, but thanks to technology, the Scarlet and Gray is now marching to the beat of a greener drum. Well, that greener drum got them more than they expected, a spot in the new iPad Air commercial. Apple released its new iPad Air commercial last week, and the best band in the land was featured for their use of the technology. After all the national attention the marching band received last semester, band members weren't surprised that they were chosen to be featured in the Apple commercial.
The creativity and innovation that we have with our shows, the use of technology, I mean, it was obviously very in line with Apple. And there's just a lot of shared kind of, I think, traits and values between the two organizations. So, you know, if you asked me a couple years ago if this kind of attention would have happened, I probably would have said no. But, you know, leading up to this point, I think, I guess I'm not very surprised that it's occurred like this.
OSU student and band member Ryan Barta was featured in the commercial using the iPad. He's also one of the two members who suggested the switch from paper to the iPad, but he doesn't take credit for the band's amazing success.
So I may have been the one holding the iPad in the commercial, but I firmly believe that the marching band is not about individuals, it's about the entire group. And what makes us the best band in the land is the hours that the band members spend in the summer preparing to make the band, the hours that the band members spend memorizing their music.
Each band member who was at the commercial taping was compensated by Apple for their participation, but they declined to say how much. The band also recently got a private donation of $100,000 to purchase additional iPads, and by next football season, all band members will have them. The OSU Marching Band has set a high bar for other bands as well as for themselves. But we did get an exclusive on what we may be seeing from them in the future.
I know we already have some good shows lined up for next year. Working at maybe the Wizard of Oz show to celebrate the 25th anniversary. Plus, you know, quite a bit other shows that we want to plan. But the band just has a culture of innovation and creativity that will just continue to make us the best band in the land.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Alexandria Chapin.
Options for students to buy textbooks are starting to lessen on campus. According to our partners at The Lantern, several campus bookstores will be closing their doors for the final time. University Book Exchange on East 15th Street is closing by the end of the semester, plus College Town on High Street closed within the last month, and Buckeye Books on High Street closed last semester. But students can still purchase textbooks from College Town and University Book Exchange online.
Ohio State is growing the Buckeye community to the other side of the world. OSU will host their first health conference in Mumbai, India. Set to take place in January of next year, the health conference will focus on India's growing biotech and health sciences industry. The conference will also create a partnership between Ohio State and other Indian academic institutions.
So this conference, which is planned to be held in January of 2015, has three major goals. One is to engage the Indian biotech pharma industry and demonstrate to them the R&D power that Ohio State has, and perhaps to make Ohio State a one-stop shop for many of these Indian, health sciences related R&D. And so we'll be doing some matchmaking. The matchmaking process is expected to be triangular, where you have Ohio State faculty participating, where you have a similar expertise Indian faculty participating, and then you have Indian industry participating.
This week, Ohio State recognized Martin Luther King Jr. Day with the 42nd annual celebration. The event included best-selling authors and notable professors. The celebration also featured a tribute to the late South African president, Nelson Mandela.
If you hit the vending machines for junk food, you may soon be disappointed by what's inside. Alice Buckeye took a healthy bite out of this next story.
It doesn't take long to find a vending machine with something to satisfy your sweet tooth, but this could soon be more of a challenge. With healthy vending machines making their way to campus, students may find it easier to reach for that healthy snack instead of their favorite candy bar. The program Your Plan for Health is starting the Healthy Vending Initiative for OSU. At the start of this year, different vending machines across campus started to contain some more healthy alternatives. But that leaves some students to wonder how healthy food from a vending machine can actually be.
It's kind of hard, I think, to find healthy food you can put in a vending machine because it's all so processed and stuff. Like, I was just reading about how, like, baked chips are, like, not even better than fried chips for you. So, like, I think it's going to be hard for them to find something good to put in a vending machine. Like, the best thing you can eat is, like, produce and, like, grass-fed meat and stuff. So, like, you can't really put that, like, in a machine.
Eating right isn't always the easiest task for a student, but healthy snacks at their fingertips will offer some encouragement.
I think it's a good thing that they're worrying about it and trying to make students healthier, just because, like, I feel like our generation is kind of unhealthy, so it kind of helps us a little bit out.
I think it's good to encourage kids to be healthy because, I mean, when you're healthy, like when you eat better, when you, like, treat your body better, like, you're going to perform better in school and, like, all aspects of your life. So,
reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Alice Buckeye. Next, our Buckeye TV meteorologist Mackenzie Bart has our full weather forecast.
Mackenzie, what can we expect in the coming days?
Thanks, Alex. We did have some snowfall earlier this week, and that's what we're looking for today on Friday. Kicking off the morning around 10 a.m., 25 degrees. As we move on throughout the day, we can see that chance of snow flares continuing on. Also, temperatures starting to warm up some, but as we hit nightfall, that temperature will get as low as 23 degrees around 8 p.m. Looking at our surface map, I've been tracking these snow bands since Wednesday, leading up until today, Friday, and as you can see, the second band, as it just moved through Ohio, that's what we're looking for today to see those snow flurries coming in. Looking at our surface map, those snow flurries are being followed right here by this cold front attached to this low pressure system. So that's what's bringing in this colder weather. But right behind it, we have a high pressure system. So don't worry, that snow is going to be moving out of our area. Tonight, we're looking at a low of 15 degrees, chance of flurries at 30%, winds from the west 10 to 14 miles an hour, so quite breezy. And then for tomorrow, a high of 24, mostly cloudy skies, winds from the southwest 7 to 10 miles an hour. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Saturday, a low of 18. Sunday, high of 33, low of 25, mostly sunny skies. Monday, we do have classes off to celebrate Martin Luther King Day, so make sure you get out there and participate in some of the memorials and celebrations around campus. It's going to be quite a nice day, warmer than Sunday, as you see, high of 37, low of 27. Tuesday, some snow flurries, a chance of that. And then on Wednesday, temperatures will start to warm up some, high of 42, low of 27. And that's your weather report for Friday. Back to you guys in the studio.
When we come back, we'll be joined by our sports director, Franz Ross.
He has a men's basketball post-game recap, plus Jordan Elwood with her campus sports report.
Stay with us. Welcome back. We're now joined by our sports director, Franz Ross.
Thanks for joining us, Franz.
Thanks, Alice and Alex. A lot of great sports this weekend and can't wait to get into it. Whether you're talking about men's or women's basketball or last weekend's hockey series against Michigan State, it's been an eventful week in OSU athletics. To sum it all up, here's our sports reporter, Jordan Elwood.
men's basketball dropped in the polls this week to number 11 after a home loss to the number 20 Iowa Hawkeyes. Coming off their devastating overtime loss to Michigan State, the Buckeyes now have back-to-back losses. Turnovers were a problem in the 84-74 loss. Despite the loss, senior Aaron Kraft continues to show his leadership by being named a finalist for the 2014 Collegiate Wooden Cup. The Buckeyes hit the road hoping to get back on the winning track against Minnesota and Nebraska. In women's basketball, after a home loss to that team up north, the Buckeyes took the road and managed to turn it around, handing number 22 Indiana their first loss of the season at Assembly Hall. The Buckeyes managed a 70-51 win and improved to 2-1 in the Big Ten. Sophomore Amarist Alston tied her career high 29 points and was named Big Ten Player of the Week for her performance. Junior Raven Ferguson set a career best 18 points, while senior Martina Ellerby tallied her first double-double with 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks. The Buckeyes travel to Happy Valley to take on number 16 Penn State Nittany Lions. In men's hockey, the Buckeyes defeated the Michigan State Spartans 5-3 with the help from junior forward Ryan DeZingle's hat trick. He was named Big Ten Second Star of the Week. Freshman goalie Matt Tompkins had 33 saves in the game. The next night, the Buckeyes couldn't quite seal the deal against the Spartans. The game ended after overtime and a tie 1-1. The only goal came from Derek Angeli. The Buckeyes hit the road to take on Minnesota this weekend. Coming back from Minnesota, the women's hockey team fell hard to the number 1 ranked Golden Gophers, losing 6-0. But the Buckeyes managed to turn it around the next night, taking down the top-ranked team in a shootout after a 2-2 tie. Senior Allie Tarr scored the game-tying goal, and sophomore Kendall Curtis scored the shootout goal. The Buckeyes head back to Minnesota this weekend to take on Minnesota Duluth. For all your winter and spring sports news, make sure to follow Buckeye TV on Twitter and like them on Facebook. Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Jordan Elwood.
This week, Ohio State lost their second consecutive Big Ten game in a loss to Iowa at home on Sunday. Here's our assistant sports director, Hayden Grove, with his post-game report from the shot.
Following Ohio State's heartbreaking loss to the Michigan State Spartans in East Lansing, the Buckeyes hosted number 20 Iowa, who came up big in the second half to beat the Buckeyes by a final score of 84-74. In what started as a back-and-forth affair, the Buckeyes and Hawkeyes each played well for most of the first half, heading to the locker room tied at 35. The second half, however, was a different story. While the Buckeyes got out to a 9-point lead with just over 10 minutes left in the game, Iowa bounced back with a string of three-pointers that got them right back into the thick of things. From that point forward, Ohio State couldn't find the rhythm offensively as the Hawkeyes hit free throw after free throw en route to a victory. Following the game, the Buckeyes felt that the game was theirs for the taking and that the loss falls on no one else but themselves.
It's on us. We knew they were going to press, knew they were going to do what they did, and we just weren't ready to take care of the ball.
You know, obviously we didn't make the plays we needed to not only maintain the lead but win the basketball game. A lot of times I don't even look at this. I look at the scoreboard. Don't get me wrong, but it's more of staying with what we're doing and how we're doing it. And you know, we didn't have offensively the connection we needed for whatever reason. I don't know what that was.
I think it was just all on us, man. We had to make shots. People throw up that zone sometimes, and I think we forget what we do in practice, and we just got to bring that to the game.
Ross, who sat on the bench for most of the second half against Michigan State, bounced back to lead the Buckeyes with a team-high 22 points on Sunday afternoon. He said, however, that ultimately it's all about the team.
Well, we lost, so I really want. I try to do what I can to help the team win. That's it. Like, if scoring is what I do to help contribute to this team, so that's what I try to do, and also go on the other end and try to play defense.
While the Buckeyes have fallen on tough times as of late, Coach Mott has said that he's not concerned with his team as there's still a lot of basketball left to play.
This is college basketball is hard. It's a long season, and there's a lot of ups and downs to it. But it's you know, picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and going back into battle.
After their second consecutive loss on Sunday afternoon, the Buckeyes will travel to Minneapolis to take on the Golden Gophers on Thursday. For Buckeye TV, I'm Hayden Grove.
With the departure of co-defensive coordinator Everett Withers and defensive line coach Mike Vrabel, Ohio State certainly has some holes in the defensive coaching staff. Well, this week, Ohio State named their replacements in Chris Ash and Larry Johnson Sr. Ash is leaving his defensive coordinator job at the University of Arkansas to join the Buckeyes as co-defensive coordinator, while Larry Johnson Sr., who has been coaching the Penn State defensive line since 1999, will leave the Nittany Lions for the rival Buckeyes, where he will become the defensive line coach.
That's all we have for you this week on Buckeye News Now.
Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Thanks for watching.